To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. When we fight, we win. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
When sympathy becomes the currency of leadership, mediocrity reigns. A culture of dependency and resentment ultimately harms everyone and undermines the fabric of society. Those with parasitic mentality thrives on the efforts of others. It is unsustainable and ultimately self-defeating. They feel entitled to the fruits of others' labor and exempt from the rules and responsibilities as a privilege. Therefore, they thrive on chaos and division, believing that by dismantling the existing order can unburden their perceived suffering.
They feel entitled to the fruits of others' labor and exempt from the rules and responsibilities as a privilege. Therefore, they thrive on chaos and division, believing that by dismantling the existing order can unburden their perceived suffering.
This dangerous delusion is driven by resentment and a desire for retribution, not by a vision for a better future. Silencing dissenting voices to control narratives fosters a sense of helplessness that distorts reality. It drains energy and infects followers into cynicism and despair. Claiming victimhood to blame others for shortcomings does not give reassurance of strength to lead or exert power over others. That mentality deflects accountabilities and relies on manipulation and emotional appeals to maintain positions of power. Agents of chaos and victimhood in the roles of authority most often focus on controlling, changing, or criticizing what has already been created by others. They disruptively seek to reshape and challenge without working independently to build their own reality or solutions that conform to their values. Instead, they interfere with the progress and framework achieved by others. To empower themselves and support their financial independence, they demand equality and inclusion in the effort and energy of those who invest substantial time to create positive beneficial outcomes. To be compensated, they would become obstacles to advancement and impose regulations to impede growth as profitable incentives. They shift the emotional blame into games that siege into compliance. They wave chaos that undermines stability, weakens societal bonds, and imperil unity within communities. Their campaign appeals to fear and dependency. Their voices in power are confidently backed by deeply embedded influence within bureaucratic structures bent on pushing compromising agendas that disorient and dismantle under the guise of equality and inclusion. Their vision claims to defend the world as a better place, but it preys on the vulnerable to secure financial positions and satisfies emotional insecurities, which thrives on fear-mongering, compromise, blind allegiance, and manipulation. They forced vaccines, eroding trust, trampling on freedom. They facilitated unstructured integration of illegal migration that both socially and economically strained and fostered division and insecurity. They incite social disorder for social unrest with calls to defund the police who are established to protect society. They rebranded abortion and transgenderism as my body, my choice to support depopulation. This management to impact future generational stability and continuity. Both aborted life and transition gender destroys capacity and legacy. They weaponize legal actions to disrupt values and put the public under censorship. They calculatedly undermine the core pillars, such as integrity, trust, family, and security, that hold communities together, which represent a warfare on citizens under the guise of modern progress in building a stronger future together for all. They instigate wars they don't fight. The victimhood mentality in positions of power distorts the environment with distrust, disunity, and dysfunctions. They disrupt harmony with complaints, excuses, and constantly detract from the cooperation with their defensive jealousy. The reality is they don't build anything but get wealthy, disrupting and manipulating with strategies to subvert effective leadership and values that sustain it.